Meanwhile, back home in Australia, the eSafety Commissioner Julie Inman-Grant and Communications Minister Michelle Rowland are moving forward with their plans to introduce tough misinformation laws. What they failed to mention, though, in their rush to make us all safe, is telling us who is exempt from these new proposed laws. And I reached out to Senator Ralph Babet for details.
This bill lists a range of content which is excluded from being called misinformation. But just who is exempt from this censorship? Let me tell you, our universities are exempt. Mainstream media is exempt. I'm sure that won't surprise any of your viewers out there. Federal, state, and local government is excluded. Now, people at home, are you surprised? I'm not surprised. So basically, it's a free pass for everyone who diligently followed the government advice during the pandemic, but the rest of us plebs, us people who want to think freely, we're going to get censored.
Yeah,
absolutely ridiculous. And Jason, the government is empowering unelected bureaucrats to enforce the government position on issues. This is anti-democratic. It's something we'd see in communist China or North Korea, because social media, Jason, is the modern day town square. Yes. That's what it is. And this bill gags the discussion in the town square, limiting you to government-approved speech. That's what it does.
Nigel Farage has warned Britain is lost after his bank accounts are mysteriously closed. Now, he has been banking with a particular organisation for 40 years as a private citizen and 30 years with the same organisation as a business. Now, not only was his one bank took him out, but we've now learnt that he's approached 6 or 7 more banks who have also wholly rejected him.
Mr. Farage has been debanked. 7 banks, I believe he said. I watched his video earlier today. 7 banks have denied him a bank account because they are saying he's what they call a politically exposed person. Now, that term comes straight from the European Union, and they've used this as the way to remove him from all financial institutions as it stands today. Now, if you don't, first of all, I believe that a bank having access to banking facilities is a human right. It is a human right. Yes. And it is not a privilege. It is a human right. Because if you do not have access to banking, you are a persona non grata. You don't exist as a person. You cannot function in society. On one hand, it's sad that the banks have this much power over us as a people, as a society. That's sad. But on the other hand, we also have to realize that this is the way that things are for now, and we have to play within the framework that we have available to us at the moment. But a bank should never be able to debank someone, because let's face it, let's be brutally honest, for their political views and their political leanings. This is a very, very, very dangerous precedent, and it is only a matter of time until these kind of things start happening here in Australia. I keep harping on my social media whenever I do an interview about freedoms and things like this. This is what I mean. Without a bank account, if they shut you down for your political views, they are taking away your freedom to speak. They are taking away your freedom to be a part of the political debate in the country. They are asking you to self-censor, because what they're very clearly saying is if you go against the preconceived narrative that we as the establishment say that you must follow, the doctrine that you must follow, that you must obey, if you don't do that, we're going to remove you from the financial system and essentially make you a nobody. Because if you don't have access to a bank account, you can't function, you can't pay your bills, you can't earn an income, you can't go to the shops and buy food, you can't go out for dinner at a restaurant, especially if they end up banning cash.
Yeah, that's my kind of party, the United Australia Party. So sound the starting gun, you know we've just been